sort of pain. You caused a permanent stain, which has determined your fate. I've never seen so clear. I feel the end and it's near. The day of reckoning's here. The sound of deafening fear.
You won't die if you try. You just might get a little bit of trouble. K-N-I-F-E, right in your side. You would never see me coming. You won't die if you try. You just might get a little bit of trouble. K-N-I.
I'm good.
That's great. How was your morning?
It's fine.
And tell me, what did you do this morning?
Well, I just did my homework, or just watch TV, or just draw.
Sorry, you did your homework
And draw and watch some videos.
Oh, what type of videos did you watch?
Just some creepy videos or some new and interesting, like a documentary.
Okay. Do you like watching any funny videos?
Sure.
And normally, what type of things do you laugh at?
I don't know. Anything that's come up to mind is probably interesting enough.
Okay, fantastic. And tell me, Jenny?
Not yet.
Okay, and excuse me. When is school break?
Well, the school break, well, usually it's just 15 minutes or more than that, but somehow my teacher make it like, it's almost felt like just 5 minutes and then 5 minutes and then boom, we just went back to class.
Okay, and tell me, Jenny, how many kids are you in your class?
50.
50, 50.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so Jenny, today we're going to get started. We're going to talk about should businesses be forced to deliver to every neighborhood? What do you think?
Well, I don't think so. I mean, if they got paid.
Okay, let's see, for example, food. Do you think when we buy food, it should be delivered to our house or should we go get it at the grocery store?
Well, maybe both, but I don't know. Maybe like, I know some of us are pretty lazy, so we need someone to deliver it for us. I guess that makes sense.
Okay. So, can you read for us one politician wants a law that forces businesses to deliver, but is she right or is she making matters worse? Can you read for us the article?
Imagine that you've been craving pizza all day. Finally, once you get home, you call to have one delivered. But the pizza company says it won't deliver to your neighborhood. A driver was robbed last week. An employee says, you'll have to pick up your pizza here. Okay, so maybe you live in a high crime area, but you'll never rob anyone. Is the pizza company being unfair? In San Francisco, Yeah, Francisco, California, one lawmaker thinks so. Neither Domino's nor Mr. Pizzaman will deliver in her neighborhood. So she took action. She had passed a new law that makes it illegal for businesses to deliver to some neighborhoods, but not others. Her opponents say this law is unfair. They say it's not Domino's and Mr. Pizzaman that are affected by this new law. It's the employees. It's the driver who now have to risk their life just to deliver pizzas.
Okay, so let's quickly unwrap the words here. Okay, imagine that you've been craving. What does it mean, craving something?
It's like you wanted to eat something.
Yeah, like a deep desire.
Yeah.
Okay, pizza all day. Finally, once you get home, you called to have one delivered. But the pizza company says it won't deliver to your neighborhood. Okay? A driver was robbed last week. An employee says you'll have to pick up your pizza here. Okay, so maybe you live in a high crime area, but what does it mean to live in a high crime area?
The crime is which is technically very dangerous.
Okay, yes. And then, but you never robbed anyone. Is the pizza company being unfair? In San Francisco, California, and lawmaker think so. One lawmaker thinks so. What is a lawmaker?
The person who make law.
To determine what's the law going to be. Neither Domino's nor Mr. Pizza Man would deliver in her neighborhood. So she took action. She helped pass a new law that makes it illegal for businesses to deliver to some neighborhoods but not others. What does it mean if something is illegal?
Illegal is like it's not in the law, but that makes it illegal for the businesses. It's mean the opposite, if I could say.
That is meaning against the law.
Yeah.
Yes, that's it. So her opponents say this law is unfair. They say it's not Domino's and Mr. Pizza Man that are affected by this new law. It's the employees. It's the drivers who now have to risk their lives just to deliver pizza. What do you think? Should businesses be required to deliver to every neighborhood? So tell me, Jenny, do you guys have people delivering food to your neighborhood?
Yeah.
And has someone ever delivered food to your home?
Yeah.
Okay. And do you think it's safe for them to deliver food in your neighborhood?
Well, my neighborhood is quite fine. Nothing, dangerous things happening. So I think it's fine for them to deliver.
Okay. So let's see what other people say. So can you read for us why they say yes? It is businesses should require to deliver in every neighborhood.
If living in a certain neighborhood doesn't make you a criminal, why should delivery service discriminate against you? After all, delivery is available to those who live in other neighborhoods. If delivering pizzas is so unsafe, pizza places shouldn't deliver to anyone. Life is tough enough for good citizens who live in areas with high crime rates. Don't punish them for it.
Exactly. So if living in a certain neighborhood doesn't make you criminal, why should delivery services? What does it mean to discriminate?
It's like, okay, I get the point, but I don't know how to describe it.
Okay. So if we discriminate, that means we are saying something that goes against someone's beliefs or values. So, for example, if I say girls should not wear any sneakers, that's unfair towards girls. Because why am I discriminating against girls? Does it make sense?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. And then after all, delivery is available to those who live in other neighborhoods. If delivering pizza is so unsafe, pizza places shouldn't deliver to anyone. Life is tough enough for good citizens who live in areas with high crime rates. Don't punish them for it. Okay, now let's have a look. Why are some people saying no for delivering?
It's easy for politicians to talk about fairness. They're not the ones who have to deliver pizzas to high crime neighborhoods. Across the country, pizza deliverers have been robbed, attacked, and even murdered. Doing your job shouldn't mean risking your life. Businesses should be able to make their own decision about where they deliver. A company has the right to protect its its employees.
Okay, so it's easy for politicians. Who are the politicians?
Well, people who spread rumors and stuff.
In a political party. Okay, so talk about fairness. What does it mean? What is fairness?
It's like we have to be fair about everything.
Mm-hmm. Okay, what is right and equal for everybody? And they're not the ones who have to deliver pizza to high crime neighborhoods across the country. Pizza deliverers have been robbed, attacked, and even murdered. Wow. During your job shouldn't mean risking your life. Businesses should be able to make their own decisions about where they deliver. A company has a right to protect its employees. Okay, so if you were a delivery person, Jenny, would you want to drive into a high crime neighborhood?
Well, if the high crime neighborhood just happened yesterday, then I don't think I would in the same job anymore, actually.
Yeah, very true. And what if you lived in the neighborhood? Would you still deliver it there?
Well, it depends, like, if it actually safe enough or just like a normal neighborhood that we just all knew.
Okay. And would you expect businesses to deliver to you in your neighborhood?
Well, sure, I think it would be great since my neighborhood is fine, but if my neighborhood did happen to have crime just started, then, well, I would feel unsafe going out to buy food for myself. But then, if I got someone to deliver, then they will have to risk their life, I guess.
Okay. Now, I want you to tell me, Jenny, are you going to be against or are you going to support businesses should deliver in your neighborhood?
Well, maybe I'm not against.
Okay, so I want you to think about 4 reasons and examples, okay? And then you can present it. Remember, what you believe in, give good examples, practical examples, and then conclude it. Okay, are you ready?
I'm ready. So
Okay, you can.
I think at the first thought is we shouldn't need to have a employee just deliver to our neighborhood. But since our neighborhood have just having a crime in yesterday before this day, then well, I know that people would say that, oh, you just at home and you have someone to deliver it to you, so you're safe. But then when you kind of think of it thoroughly, then the person who delivered the food for you is just risking their life just deliver the food anyway. And second of all, it's quite easy just to make a sensible word enough to everyone to understand. But then when of us do it, then we would just find another reason and then have to like solve it, but actually don't. Yeah. And third of all is if the delivery person have like have someone saw them and then somehow they oof and then you over there in your home just waiting for your precious food and then somehow it's take a long minute, so you talk to the company and you give them a low star even though you don't know they have to oof at your neighborhood. And
Okay.
fourth of all is of even though how much you think your neighborhoods is safe, then you would also at the same time hear other people in other neighborhoods would spread rumors about your neighborhoods. It's like bad one. And you just bother them off because, well, you think it's a lie when you actually don't know it's true.
Okay, and in?
The in conclusion here is you shouldn't let an employee deliver it for you if you have a bad neighborhood.
Okay, perfect. Well done, Jenny. That was really good. Now we're going to move on to the next one. Should the government rate music? So, Jenny, do you like listening to music?
Yeah,
And what type of music do you like to listen to?
any. Just any.
What type? Okay. And how often do you listen to music? Every day? Once or twice a week?
Well, sometimes to get my mind peace.
Say again?
Like if I okay. If my days were been bad, then I will hear some nice music to get some peace.
Okay. I like that. So, some people say that the government should rate music. Others say ratings hurt free speech. What do you think? Okay, so tell me, Jenny, do you know what is free speech?
Yeah,
What does that mean?
like a free. Okay, a speech that's free is like literally free for someone to tell.
Say again?
A speech that's literally free, like someone say that literally free. Okay, I don't know how to describe actually.
Guys, a free speech is when people are free to express themselves.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, there we go. So let's have a look. Some people say that the government should rate the music, others say ratings hurt free speech. What do you think? Can you read for us the article?
Picture this. Your favorite music group comes out with a new record. You've heard that some of the lyrics might not be suitable for kids, and your parents are pretty strict about that kind of stuff. After talking it over with them, however, they decide you can get the album. But when you go to the store to buy it, the store manager won't sell it to you. He says it's illegal for you to buy it because you're too young. Your parents say it's okay, but the government says it isn't. Who's right? Right now, there are no laws regulating the sale of music to kids. Only music companies rate albums, and music stores decide for themselves who to sell them to. But some people want the government to start rating records, and they want the government to make it illegal for young people to buy certain kinds of music.
Mm-hmm. So your favorite music group comes out with a new record. So who's your favorite music group?
I don't have one.
Okay, no problem. With the new record, you've heard that some of the lyrics might not be suitable for kids. What does it mean it's not suitable?
It's like it's not suited for kids.
Okay, so yeah, it is not for the age, it's not appropriate. There we go. And your parents are pretty strict about that kind of stuff. What does it mean to be strict?
Strict is most likely to be okay. I know, like an Asian person would likely to be strict, Like,
Right?
yeah,
Yeah.
you get it, right?
Yes, there we go. And do you think your parents are strict?
Sometimes.
Yeah, I think all parents are strict. Even my parents are strict. Okay? And after talking it over with them, however, they decide you can get the album. But when you go to the store to buy it, the store manager won't sell it to you. Have you ever been to a store and then someone won't sell something to you?
Well, never.
Okay. So he says it is illegal for you to buy it because you're too young. Your parent says it's okay, but the government says it isn't. Who's right? Right now, there are no laws regulating the sales of music to kids. What does it mean, regulating?
I don't know.
To control.
Oh, okay.
Regulate is to control. And in the sale of music to kids, only music companies rate albums and music stores decide for themselves who to sell them to. But some people want the government to start rating records. And they want the government to make it illegal for young people to buy certain kind of music. Do you think it is fair for them to make certain music illegal for kids?
Yeah.
So what do you think? Yes?
Okay, so some kids would hear music that's probably more than their age, but they don't know the sentence mean actually. They're just vibing.
So what do you think? Should the government rate the music you listen to? Do you think the government should rate the music we listen to?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that will help us to gain more access to music. Now, can you read why some people say yes?
If record companies rate their own music, who knows that they're going to say they're only interested in making sales. There's no way they are going to leave an honest review. Anyway, what's different does a label make if it doesn't stop a kid from buying a record? Without government regulations, record stores will sell whatever they can to whoever wants to buy.
Exactly. Well done. So if record companies rate their own music, who knows what they're going to say? Obviously, they're going to boost it and say good things about it. They're only interested in making a sale. There's no way to going to give an honest review. Have you ever given a review about a product, Jenny?
Well, I did hear it from other people who whisper about that, but I never saw the actual review though.
Okay. Anyway, what difference does the label make if it doesn't stop a kid from buying a record? Without government regulations, control, record stores will sell whatever they can to whoever wants to buy it. Now let's have a look at why some people say no. Can you read that for us?
If the government starts rating music, they're saying what people can and can't listen to. That's censorship and a violation of the First Amendment. And if they get away with censoring music, it's just a matter of time before they censor television and books. Kids and their parents should have the right to decide what music kids listen to. The government should stay out of it.
Okay, so let's have a look. If the government starts rating music, they're saying what people can and can't do. That's censorship. Okay, so do you know what is censorship?
Yeah.
Okay, so when the government says what we should do, and a violation of the First Amendment, what is a violation? What does it mean to violate something?
It's like we're not supposed to do that, and it violation the whole community.
To violate is to do something against other people's will or against the rules and regulations. And if they get away with censoring music, it's just a matter of time before they can censor television and books. So they can control the TV, the books, everything that we read and watch. Kids and their parents should have the right to decide what music kids listen to. The government should stay out of it. So which one do you agree with, the yes or the no?
Well, I'd probably just get the yes because, well, the government make rules, right? So
They make them.
other people will hear about the government opinion and they will just do it. It's not like the government is evil or something.
Right. And tell me, Jenny, have you ever bought CDs from a shop?
I never, but I did see one in one of my grandma's house.
Oh, yeah. And have you ever played a CD and listened to it?
No, I never got my hand on one.
Okay. Yes, times have changed a lot. Now these days we can watch it on a tablet or even a mobile phone. Okay, so Jenny, what do you think? What should the government rate the music we listen to?
Sure. I mean, like, they could say which is suitable enough to hear it.
Okay, so I want you to support this. So you're going to give me 4 reasons why with examples, and then you're going to conclude it.
Okay, so first of all, I think the government should rate music because, well, we are in a country that's for peace and all. And, well, maybe rival would end, but not all of the country would end. But some of the country we're living is just peace and all. So the government in there should be allowed enough to make the rules in what we should hear. Besides, they are suitable enough to rate which kind of music that's have a perfect age to hear it. Second of all is I think that if the music wasn't suitable enough for kids, then the government should set it to all of the people in the country just because they just want to protect them at all. And third of all is if our country have a government and, well, we all just like support the government, right? So we all think they're a good person. So of course we're gonna hear what they would say about on their opinion. And besides, if they are the government, that means they want our people to be safe and always feel a sense of peace in the country. So maybe like they should rate the music because some of them make it dramatized and all. And in conclusion is the government should rate the music at which age though.
For those reasons, I believe the government should rate the music. Okay, well done. Well said, Jenny. Okay, now moving on to the next topic we have here. Are teen juries a good idea? What is a jury, Jenny?
I don't know.
Okay, let me show you what is a jury.
They say the 2 guarantees in life are death and taxes. But sooner or later, another rite of passage comes for almost every citizen, being summoned for jury duty. This card could be your ticket to an up-close look at our justice system in action. You can begin to be randomly selected for jury duty as soon as you turn 18. Those 70 and older can often request to be excused from serving, but there is no maximum age you can serve. Each state has a list of potential jurors made up of taxpayers, registered voters, and those with driver's license. States set their own requirements for qualifying as a juror. Common disqualifications and exemptions include currently serving elected officials and first responders, having a felony conviction, and having health issues, or being a caretaker to young children or someone else with health issues. And yes, you can still be asked to serve on a federal jury, even if you recently served on a local or state level. The exact process will vary depending on where you serve, but it'll probably start with you getting a card in the mail saying you've been randomly selected as a potential juror. You'll likely have to fill out a questionnaire that will ask you a handful of questions to see if you meet the minimum requirements to serve on a jury. For some, this is as far as the journey ever goes. But if you're not disqualified, you may be summoned to the courthouse as a potential jury member. No matter what state you're in, your attendance at jury duty is mandatory. Employers are required by law to give their employees time off for jury duty. However, Only a handful of states require that they actually pay their employees time while they serve. Some states will find you in contempt of court if you fail to show up, which could land you with fines to pay or even jail time. This is one party you're not allowed to miss. A judge will call you and the rest of the jury candidates into the courtroom where they will share details about the case. Attorneys for both sides of the case, as well as the judge, they ask candidates questions to decide if they are free from bias and could be a fair and impartial member of the jury. Each potential juror is required to answer truthfully or risk a penalty of perjury, the crime of lying under oath. Based on the candidate's response, an attorney may dismiss them from service. In many cases, attorneys may dismiss jurors without giving a reason at all. The attorney may simply feel that the juror would not help them win their case. All's fair in love and law. This process of questioning and dismissal continues until the necessary pool of jurors, and in some cases, a few alternates are left. The remaining jury members take an oath and are formally named that case's jury. And now that we have our jury, the real party begins. During the trial, your role as the jury member is to be a silent observer of the trial proceedings. You'll get opening and closing statements from lawyers on both sides. You'll be presented with evidence of the case at hand. After everything that needs to be said gets said, the judge will instruct the jury how the law applies to the case and how much proof is required for a guilty verdict. He'll then direct the jury to come to a decision. The jury is then dismissed to discuss all that they heard during the trial and the evidence presented to them. One of the jurors is generally nominated to lead the deliberation and votes. It's essential that you enter this discussion with an open mind and reasoning for your own opinion on the case. You are not an advocate for either side here, but rather an impartial third party to decide which side is right. After discussion, each juror votes which side they believe won the case. In many cases, and especially in criminal cases, a unanimous decision is required to find someone guilty or liable, meaning all jury members voting for the same outcome. If they are unable to come to a decision that meets the judge's requirements, it's called a hung jury, which may lead to the case being declared a mistrial. The jury's decision is then signed and delivered to the judge, who will read the outcome to both sides. That's it. Party's over. So why do jury duty? Well, first off, you have to, but you can also look at it by paying it forward. One day, you may find yourself facing a civil or criminal trial and wish to have your side of the story heard by a neutral jury of fellow citizens. Taking your chance to serve on a jury pays that all forward. So what do you think? Is this the kind of party you want to attend? Too bad. This one's mandatory.
Something is mandatory, it means you have to participate. You have to do it. Okay. So do you understand what is a jury now, Jenny?
I still don't get it.
Okay. So a jury is the people who make the decisions on the people who did wrong.
Okay.
Okay. So they sit in court on a side there, and with a judge, they will determine what is right or what is wrong. They are going to give the convictor as the sentence. Right. So the person who did wrong, they're gonna say to him, okay, this is what you're gonna do for what you did wrong. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. So in courts around the country, kids are judging other kids. Is this a good idea? Let's read the article. Can you read the article for us?
Picture this, you're on a field trip to the town courthouse. While you're there, you get to meet many important people, a judge, lawyers, and even the mayor. Then your teacher says you're going to watch a real trial. But when the trial begins, the jury walks into a jury box. You discover that the jury is made of kids your own age. Surprised, believe it or not, these trials are happening all across the country. Right now, there are more than 200 young courts in 25 states. In young courts, young people are tried by juries of other young people. The juries can give sentence of community service. They can also recommend that the accused go to counseling, but there's something that the teen juries can't do. They can't send kids to jail. Many people think young show courts are a great way to involve kids in the justice system. Others say kids are too young to hand out fair sentences.
Guys, so let's picture this. You want a field trip to the courthouse. Have you ever been to a courthouse, Jenny?
No.
Okay. So while you're there, you get to meet many important people, a judge, the lawyers, even the mayor of the town. Then your teacher says you are going to watch a real trial, okay? So where someone is being convicted. But when the trial begins and the jury walks in, what is a jury box?
Oh no.
Let me show you quickly. Jury box. This box. Can you see?
Okay, I get it.
Okay, that's what we call a jury box. Okay, so now you discover the jury is made up of kids of your own age. Like think about kids from your class. Right? Surprise, believe it or not, these trials are happening all across the country. Right now, there are more than 200 youth courts in 25 states. In youth courts, young people are tried by juries of other young people. The juries can give sentence of community services. What does it mean to give a sentence?
Is that a word?
Punishment.
Oh, okay.
Right. To sentence a punishment of community service. They can also recommend that the accused, who is the accused?
I don't know.
Accused is a person who did something wrong. So like my brother is accusing me of being naughty, so I'm the accused.
Okay.
Right? That means accused. Go to counseling. What does it mean to go to counseling?
I don't know. So,
Okay, so counseling is when you go and see someone to talk about your problems.
okay.
Right. But there's one thing that the teen juries can't do. They can't send kids to jail. Of course they can't send kids there. Many people think youth courts are a great way to involve kids in the justice system. What is the justice system?
I did heard it in the Bible book, but I don't know.
Pardon?
I did hear it in the Bible book, but I don't know.
So justice is what is wrong or what is right. That's our law system. So your country's laws, that's the justice. Okay. And then others say kids are too young to hand out fair sentences. So what do you think? Are youth courts a good idea, Jenny?
Well, it's a big problem solver for the kids, but it would be fun. So maybe yes.
Mm-hmm. Right. So let's see what other people say. Are youth courts a good idea? Can you read for us why they're saying yes?
Youth courts work. The statistics speak for themselves. If 25% of kids sentenced in young court commit crimes again, that's much less than in regular courts. Plus, young courts may prevent kids from committing crimes in the first place. Why? They will want to go on trial in front of their friends. Young court also lets kids see how courts work. By serving on juries, they get a first-hand understanding of American justice.
All right. So the statistics speak. What does it mean, statistics speaks?
No.
So statistics is when people gather data, right? What has been previously done, and they say, oh, wait, this is the results. So it is previous results.
Okay.
Right? think for themselves, only 25% of the kids sentenced in youth court commit crimes again. That's much less than the regular court. Plus, youth courts may prevent kids from committing crimes in the first place. Why? No one wants to go on trial in front of their friends. Youth court also lets kids see how courts work by serving on juries. They get a first-hand understanding. What does it mean to get a first-hand understanding?
Oh no.
It means to get a good experience of American justice. Okay, so they get a first-hand, meaning they get a really good experience. Right. Now, let's see. Why are some people saying no to youth court being a good idea? Can you read that for us?
What? These kids are still in school. How could they know enough to be on a jury? This has nothing to do with rights. You need experience and wisdom to be in a courtroom. Anyway, what kid is going to take a youth court seriously? Being sentenced by other kids is scary. This is just another way of letting people who commit crimes off easy. If they do a real crime, put them in front of a real jury.
Hi. So what? These kids are still in school. How could they know enough to be on the jury? This has nothing to do with the rights. You need experience and wisdom to be in a courtroom. Anyway, what kid is going to take a youth court seriously? Being sentenced by others, so being convicted or being punished by other kids isn't scary. This is just another way of letting people who commit crimes off easy. What does it mean? Letting people off easy.
It's like making it more easy for them to get away.
Yes, perfect. Well done, Jenny. If they do real crime, put them in front of a real jury. Right. So if you were the juror on a teen jury, guys, you're one of them in that box, okay, in a jury box. Do you think you would be? Do you think you would be easier or harder in a defendant than a regular? Okay, so if you were a juror on the teen jury, do you think it would be easy or difficult to convict the person?
Depend on which crime they commit though. Is it dangerous or kind of dangerous?
Very true. Okay. And if you had to punish one of your classmates, okay, now you're on the juror, would you be able to do it?
Yeah.
Okay. And what punishment if, for example, if one of the kids in your class, they did a bad crime, how would you convict them? How would you punish them so that they don't do it again?
Okay. So, for example, they rob a person's house. So,
Yes.
in my sentence is they need to give the person who they rob of take all of their money and then give it to the person who they rob. It's like they got no money, but all of their money has got in that person's hand, which is the person who they rob.
Right? Valid point. Yes. And would you find it difficult to say you are guilty to the person?
Well, I don't know.
Right. We won't know. So now, and tell me, would you ever consider if your teacher asked you, Jenny, can you be one of the jurors on the jury to judge, okay, the person who's guilty? Would you ever consider that or not?
I might consider that.
Would your friends want to do it?
I mean, like, the I said it all, so I wouldn't just question them. I mean, look at their face and I know what they are thinking.
Oh, you're a good face reader. That's great. Okay, so for example, now the teacher says, okay, guys, today we have in a class, Jenny and 4 of her friends is going to be the jury, okay? And whoever is naughty, Jenny and her friends will be the jury who will be convicted or who will make a judgment against you. Would you do that?
Yeah.
And if someone doesn't listen to the teacher and they didn't do their homework, how would you convict them? How would you punish them?
Well, if they didn't if they didn't have their attention in class and they didn't do their homework, then I might just give them dozen of homeworks.
Okay. Very clever, Jenny. That's really good. Okay, so that is all about juries. Now, moving on to our last one, we have is space exploration worth the money we spend on it? Do you know what is space exploration?
No.
Have you ever watched Jenny, if you could, would you ever want to go to the moon?
Yeah.
And why?
Well, because that I saw people walk on the moon and, well, it's kind of like a trampoline, but more slow.
Yes, more air and no gravity. So, this is what is space exploration is when you go out into space, okay? Where you get to experience, as an astronaut, you get to experience different things outside the world. Okay, so some say space exploration costs too much. Others say it is worth it. What do you think? Can you read for us the article? What are they saying?
Your best friend wants to be an astronaut. She's really smart and she talks about space all the time. One day she tells you about NASA is sending a robot to Mars. She says it costs a lot of money, but she also says worth it because of the way it will help science. You agree, your friend makes it all around so exciting. But the very next day, your school announced that due to government budget cuts, it is dropping the school orchestra, and football team. The principal says the school can't afford them. How do you feel now? Every year, NASA spends about $40 billion on space exploration. Many people feel this is a waste. They say this money should be spent on things here on Earth, like hospitals and schools. Other people think space exploration is worth the money because it creates jobs and contributes on science.
Okay, so let's quickly break it. So what is an astronaut?
People who just walk in space, in spaceship.
There we go. And the next one here. She's really smart and she talks about space all the time. One day she tells you that NASA. Do you know what is NASA?
Yeah.
Okay. Is sending a robot to Mars. She says this costs a lot of money, but she also says it's worth it because of the way it will help science. You agree. Your friend makes it all sound so exciting, but the very next day, the school announces that due to the government budget cuts, it is dropping the school orchestra and football team. Do you know what is a school orchestra?
No.
Where the people who plays all the instruments.
Okay.
Right, so now there's not going to be a football team, there's not going to be an orchestra, okay? And the principal says that the school can't afford them. So, say for example, now because of all the costs, they say there's not going to be an art class as well. How would you feel about that if they say there's no art classes because of NASA?
Well, I will feel sad, also questionable at the same time. So, well, I just try my best to move on, I guess.
Okay, good. So every year NASA spends about $14 billion on space exploration. What is space exploration?
Well, we just explore.
So things, equipment, tools, objects they need to help them to explore things in space. Many people feel this is a waste. They say that this money should be spent on things here on Earth like hospital and schools. Other people think space exploration is worth the money because it creates jobs and contributes to science in the long run. So what do you think? Is space exploration worth the money, Jenny? You say yes or no?
Maybe no.
Right. So let's see why some people say yes. Can you read for us that?
Space exploration is worth every penny. It's not just a question of learning about the universe. Space exploration creates jobs and improves lives. Many of today's new products are a direct result of space exploration. Space exploration has even led to important medical discoveries. Who knows what else we will find out there? We have to keep exploring space.
Yeah, so space exploration is worth every penny, people say. It's not just a question of learning about the universe. Space exploration creates jobs and improves lives. Many of today's new products are a direct result of space exploration. Oh, wow. Space exploration has even led to the important medical discoveries. Who knows what else, guys? So now we know why people say yes. Can you read for us why some people say no?
Put first things first. There are too many problems here on Earth. Don't to worry about what's in space. Science is important and everyone wants to know more about the universe. But what do you tell people who don't have enough food? But everyone has enough to eat and can afford to see a doctor. Then we can go into space. Until then, we should wait.
Right. So what does it mean if we say put first things first? What does that saying mean?
Put your mind first in your problem.
Okay, yeah, focusing on the most important thing. There are too many problems here on Earth to worry about that's what's in space. Science is important, and everybody wants to know more about the universe. But what do you tell people who don't have enough food? When everyone has enough to eat and can't afford to see a doctor, then we can go into space. Until then, we should wait. Do you think people should wait or should they explore and discover the new things?
It would be fun, but even though how fun you go to space, there are some problems that would cause for you to be a bit different more when you go there. It's like when you go to space for years and you get used to it, you come back and then sometimes you pass out of nowhere because well, a lot of astronauts, when they come to Earth, pass out. And you forgot what gravity is also.
Okay, well said. So, think of all the things that the government spends money on. Okay, so the government spends money on multiple things in the city. List 3 things that are more important than space exploration. And there's 3 things that are less important. Guys, I want you to think of 3 things that are more important than space exploration and 3 things that are less important.
Okay.
So,
okay, so I think first of all is, well, you have to put in your mind your problem first, then just doing a space exploration. You know that Earth and lives cause you a lot of drama and problems, but sometimes drama causes you to focus on that more, and then you somehow know how to fix it, and your life went easier by day. And going to space is a new problem for you because you're the first time going there, and it's an exploration after all. And second of all is, even though how fun you go to space, a lot of problem could build into you and would cause a lot to you when you go back to Earth. Especially like astronaut would do when they come back to Earth also. You're most likely to be with them in the team though. And third of all, if you are in space exploration, sometimes you could like be confused at the buttons and those control, and you don't know what to do, and then you're stuck in space forever. I mean, it's a rare case, but I did hear that on documentary and history. And things that's less important is that, well, the first of all is, well, it would be fun, especially when you have someone to go with you, and you would know so much more about space, and you could find new things that billions of people on Earth haven't known yet. Sometimes you would chit-chat with your friend in spaceship and then just, walk on the moon and then just somehow know what the moon is made, if you're curious enough. And second of all, you can know. And second of all is, well, maybe you did worry what your home are, but well, you have security cameras and everything, so you don't have to worry about it that much. So you just went back on your business. And third of all is, the foods in there is quite not literally important for you because, well,
There was once a day that I would pray for you. I'd go and misbehave just so you'd notice too. Sneaking looks up and down from across the room. And damn, what a hell of a view. I feel good, you look great, I like you, I can't wait. A first time, a first date, you're so fine, I'm so late. You sip wine, I drink straight, don't waste time to my place. I feel my heart erase, so catch me if I fall. Praying that this night's gonna last. You got it all on tap, I'm loving your vibe, always have your back. We like all the same tracks.